Is it true that we'll be assaulting Fort Merceus next? That doesn't sound like the brightest idea.
Are you certain your plan is sufficient? It seems to be a little simplistic.
In a frontal attack, our losses would be tremendous.
You look confused. Did you not know any of this?
Don't do it. I'm not ready to say my final goodbyes to everyone.
That's bleak. Stop trying to get me killed!
What a tiresome man.
I can't even begin to understand that level of
Well, hello everybody! It's good to see you all again, and to the extent that we see each other, of course.
Aye, aye.
Life's been pretty good over here. I hope you all are doing well as well, and that seeing this is going to make things a little bit better.
Who's next?
I've had to move over the last few months. I've started a new job, just like some of our characters here have.
A day's work.
I hope I'm as suited to things as Anna was just now. But yeah, things are good here. Things are, as always, not so good for the church squad. They're doing their best, though, as you can see in this little grindy battle. We're getting some okay levels, which doesn't really make up for all the awful ones we've gotten in the past, but it's something.
I won't let this
And here's Marianne telling us that some things never really change. We have Cyril, still sadly stuck in an intermediate class, and he doesn't even get a hilarious crit despite the opportunity, so we're all very disappointed in him right now.
Seems I've improved.
So he's going to try and make it up to us with a really good level, but he didn't get any magic, which doesn't matter because he's still below what he would get for getting into a new class.
I must stay the course.
Alois, stuck in the same situation, gets himself to level 34.
Growing stronger.
And he did get a point of magic, but again, it does not matter. Always remember that, kids. Sometimes the progress you make fundamentally is not important. Animate here has turned into a pretty powerful player on the squad. He is still very much a glass cannon, because if you look at him funny, he will fall off the wyvern and die. Shamir is going to traverse the forest a little bit as a trickster. She has the funny little elf shoes, and Raphael is her little friend.
Gotta train harder.
And yeah, you do, because that was really awful. Looks like Shamir is going to do this again? No, Raphael got a level, and now Shamir's getting one.
I'll grow as strong as I can.
Well, you might want to focus on the strength or magic
Guess I need to know this stuff, huh?
And you gotta know something at some point, Raphael, other than just entrancing us all with the moves.
Taking life doesn't faze me.
Manuela is one of the more powerful units of the squad, but as I've discussed in the last couple episodes, spell slots are kind of our biggest limitation on everybody but Sighleth, who actually has a lot of them. Manuela gets MVP, as she should.
It is impossible to take Fort Merceus with a frontal assault. I believe this was your idea, was it not?
Breathe less.
Don't cross me.
How could you be so reckless?
I have a suggestion. We are ready to masquerade as Imperial troops and infiltrate the fort.
We must take it from within.
Once we make our way in, it's all ours.
Finally, a little enthusiasm. You are bravely stepping upon the path of nobility. Let us begin!
Alright, well, you heard the man. Let's get right into taking Fort Merceus. Feel like they might be taking a little more from us, but we'll see.
Report. A group posing as Imperial soldiers has infiltrated. They seem to be affiliated
now,
with the church.
Now note that we're doing a fantastically bad job of imitating Imperial soldiers because we are all very high-profile members of the church, up to and including 2 Dagron people. So, don't know why they fell for it. If, indeed, we were executing the strategy at all, because Ferdinand was offering a suggestion and leaving it to Sighleth to implement. That was the big problem with Ferdinand's little plan. So, well, maybe he shouldn't have called it a plan. You know, we have a history of plans going wrong. Here's some reinforcements, isn't that cute? It is actually quite dangerous. I don't know what I am. Calling it something else. Seteth is going to take a little bit of poison spell damage. Flayn is a wall, but not an impregnable one, because we don't have anyone with that gambit equipped. Catherine is going to get a little spicy here. Not quite fast enough to double, but she did literal damage, which is kind of a high point for her in the course of this run. Cyril can get the kill here with a cutting gale. And that is what you get after surviving a hit from Catherine. Alois can move up and heal the little scratch that Flayn got on her armor. And now we can do some repositioning, get Flayn hit again, but have Seteth next to her this time. I've learned to actually use stealth to my advantage, so we're going to move Shamir up a little bit, and hopefully that bit of tactical positioning will be advantageous. Moving her forward isn't that great because she doesn't actually deal very much damage. So it's pretty difficult to find an opportunity for her to move forward just enough to not draw out another enemy and actually have it be useful. So Flayn can still move forward. Something that will be really important is taking out the siege units, but moving in to get a flyer to take them out or something is pretty difficult. So we have to keep Hanneman and Anna in the back right now, and off their mounts. And I'm not sure they'd even survive a shot if they got off of their respective mounts. Here is Catherine, just one short of using fire, so she has to blow a Volganone to finish this off, and that gets her to level 33. Really good one for her, and she means it in every sense of the term. So, Catherine doing pretty well. If we can get the speed a little bit higher, we might actually be able to double on the player phase. That will be insane. Something we haven't seen in a very long time out of anyone but Petra. And sometimes Cyril in the B-team shenanigans that we've done in the past. But we can't do any of that with this squad because they are basically a B-team. The Slack Eagles were doing pretty well at the end, except for Caspar, RIP. Let's do some repositioning to initiate the next phase here for our church squad. More reinforcements coming in. That will be important to note later. Spoiler warning. They are coming in slowly from the back. Note that all of our infantry units are still pretty slow. We have Flayn leading our charge, and we have Cyril and Alois still in those intermediate classes, so we are not moving any faster than those armor units charging at us. Charging as fast as a sloth. Sighleth still wielding Acheron's spine, gives him enough range to provide the bonus to everybody around him in his aura of ignorance. Since, you know, if they forget about everything else going on, they can focus on doing things poorly. Get our evasion ring, and now we can move Flayn forward, since she's the only one that can take all forms of damage and not care at all. The Bolt Axe is a really good offensive option for her. We've been spending a lot of money on arcane crystals. To that one guy in the Dark Mage suit with the Plague Doctor mask that shows up at the monastery. We like him, though. Seteth has a decision to make. Does he want to get hit or just stay right there? There we go. Now we can fly Anna in and finish this off. There we go. No vantage on that one. Takes it out, and now we are free to move forward with Hanneman and Anna. So we'll move around, we'll do some healing and movement shenanigans to try and stay ahead of those reinforcements coming for us. There is no way we can ever avoid those mounted units coming our way, so we'll just have to deal with that when they manage to make their way to the front line. Fire Orb on Seteth is a shockingly good strategy. He takes a lot of damage there. His magic defense is really low. Healing coming down on this demonic beast. Going to have to eliminate it. That'll slow us down, so that means the armor unit reinforcements are probably going to come get us. Here we go. We double with the pointy stick. And we break down a shield. We have the pointiest stick ruined, but we're going to use our slightly sharpened pointy stick instead.
I have faith.
And Seteth, of course, has sworn off pointy sticks. That is part of his training to be the master that he is. He's just going to fire away at that shield in the back. And now anyone can break it down, whether they have a pointy stick or not. Cyril is not going to chance it. He's going to give Anna some backup HP. Not that it matters, because I think if she's at anything other than full health, everything one-shots her no matter what she does. Bell is going to use a Thunder slot to break down the shield, because she can do so from out of range with her class ability and with the Caduceus staff. And now, Anna has an opportunity to break down that shield, and she uses 2 spell slots, even though it would have been more advantageous to use only 1. She gets an Umbral Steel for herself, which I don't think we would use for anything other than the Sword of the Creator, which means it is absolutely useless. Well, we could sell it, I guess. Flame! Let's Voltax there, that'll take out the health bar. On to the second one. And Shamir, can you do anything useful? You have a really high crit rate with Blizzard.
Going for the kill.
So one of them is going to crit for all of 21. That's double digits. That's better than we're used to with magic crits. Alois is just going to use his rapier for 39. Excellent. Not quite funny, but he's working on it. Got some arithmetic problems. Hanneman, unfortunately, can't quite take down this health bar. Oh, never mind. What am I talking about? Hanneman, best unit. Okay, let's move you on forward. We have another siege unit in the back that we could use your help eliminating. Hanneman can take magic shots, so he doesn't have to be as worried as he was about the ballista. And there's some other things moving forward that he can help clear out as well. The armored reinforcements are now moving in multiple directions, which is good for us because we don't have a whole bunch of troops coming in that direction that the back line will have to deal with. Catherine takes a considerable amount of damage, so we will probably have to use Cyril and or Alois to take care of that. Shamir uses the finger guns to take care of the Imperial soldier, and she doesn't have too much ammo in those, you know, they don't hold a lot. So we'll move Sighleth forward. We want him to have a spell equipped. We gotta get rid of this guy because he can just run in and take out any unit that he wants. So we'll blast him with a poison strike at a Sighleth and hope that someone will finish the job, which is Sighleth's MO. Start things and don't finish them. Manuela gets a huge crit there. Anti-comedy. She is very serious, the 96. And now Seteth has the fetter, so he can attack first before we decide where to position him. He gets a big crit there, but not quite enough to finish the job. Seteth, up to level 36, nonetheless.
Age is catching up to me.
Well, is that why you're getting the speed, so that you can outrun it? I don't know that that's how it works, but more power to you. I don't know how much of anything works. Cyril can claim the kill here after he just takes the ceremonial blast to the face. And you're fine, don't worry about it. We're going to heal up Cyril or Cap. looks like Catherine is going to be advancing on the front line, so we'll heal her up and do some movement shenanigans. Is anyone actually going to attack? Indecision later, we will attack with Anna and then move her out of attack range. Now, Hanneman can potentially finish things off. 100% to do so. There you go. More than potentially.
Ignorance is deadly.
And it's more kinetically. We can actually move him up here, and he'll be completely safe and very imposing to that dude who's wondering what's going on up there. Catherine can come up here, and yeah, we'll just equip a spell to look fancier. Enemies repositioning, lots of stuff coming from the bottom left. Right now. Oh, we forgot about this.
Not like this.
No, not like this. That's not how this ends, Cyril. Not for you. And Catherine takes some damage, so it's good, I suppose, that we healed her, but we have to make sure that everybody in the back line is in a safe position. So we'll rewind. We need to make sure we get that 96 hit. Do we need to keep Seteth's critical? Yeah, I think we
Onward.
do. So we can redo some stuff. We still have to finish off that dude up there. Instead of Cyril taking a big blast in the face, we'll have Flayn do that and take only 1 damage. That gets her to level 34.
They say experience beats growth.
If it was the Monster Blast that led you growth, well, we got some training missions for you. Cyril now can recover on Catherine, and that moves him
My
up
turn?
more. So Hanneman can still do this, and move to that same spot we had him in before.
I'll dirty my hands if I must.
And you actually weren't using your hands in that little exchange. We will heal up Seteth a little bit. Cyril, I believe, is out of combat range now. We'll have Anna do her little lock picking, which is easier when you just have the key. So that's a pro tip. There, can't attack anybody. That's good. Coming from that direction means we'll just have a big bottleneck of stuff coming at us. A big hit there on Cyril, but he's fine. We have Seteth at the back now. He is a lot better at taking hits than Alois and Cyril are. Actually, Alois is pretty good at taking hits, but he's real slow. Cyril can come back now and get his revenge. Use a couple of his spell slots to blow the dude away.
Her enemies are my enemies.
Slightly toward Elmira, where the winds actually should have been coming from, so I don't know why he would fall that way. Maybe that's the problem with
What's my strategy?
Sighleth is going to use a couple of his spell slots, but his are a little more
Another victory.
expendable. Sighleth up to level 37.
Not my best.
No, I'm curious what your best is, because no one here could really tell the difference between that and just a regular Wednesday. Don't get the crit with the Killer Axe there, but Hanneman is able to tank those magic hits. We'll need someone
There's no
else to come up
stopping
here
me.
and finish the job. Is Manuela good enough at magic duels to make it happen? Yes, she is.
The roar of battle.
Thunder takes it down. And now we can return to our regularly scheduled programming. We can have Anna start the bidding on this dude and see what he does about it. Hopefully nothing about Anna. Let's keep her in that safe little position over the pillar. We can move up Shamir with her stealth. She's also pretty dodgy, though not dodgy enough to be a reliable dodge tank. Okay, more stuff moving forward. Flayn taking some hits. Fine. Marianne preventing all of 1 damage, which, you know, we've been on 1 HP enough that could be important. You never know. Alois and Cyril in some real trouble now. We're going to have to pull Seteth back to to help out. Let's hope we win the coin flip here, and we do. And that makes things real easy. We upgrade the Keyhole Wyvern Company. And now we can continue in this direction. We've got something that Catherine can melt down for scrap, so here we go.
I'll never back
We'll
down.
pick that up. More useful than the Umbral Steel, even though it literally has no existence or value. Sighleth can burn down this guy a little bit. Poison. It's poison fire. Think about that. That sounds pretty nasty. This guy, Flayn, can take it down with full attacks.
I cannot lose.
She risked a counterattack, but counterattack on Flayn is not a very useful one. Manuela can use Thundershock here. And Anna, can you finish this? No, you can't. You can take it down to 12. We've got Shamir and Hanneman left, so hopefully one of them will be able to make this happen. Shamir can't punch him out, can't sword him. Well, you can with a Wrath Strike, so here we go. Exactly 12. Good job, Shamir. Teaching Raphael how to sword. And now Hanneman can focus on this physic user right here and accomplish next to nothing. Let's fly you back. And what is that bishop going to do? It's new lease on life. Get to watch a lot of this happen. We don't have to clean up everything on the map. We just have to engage the Death Knight. As a practical reality, that is a lot of damage on Catherine and a waste of a couple spell slots. But realistically, we have to clean up everything around the Death Knight, the Death Knight crew, DK crew, if you will. So that means we'll be dealing with a lot of these reinforcements. We have to get rid of all those assassins, which are pretty nasty.
Destiny
Seteth means business too with his anti-comedy 96. And we'll do a little bit of healing on our useless backline units before we move Catherine up. She is in a precarious position, but she can continue picking up that scrap metal. And that should make things okay on this side. Probably going to have to spend some time both here at this bottleneck and up at the next one. 4 punches is enough to finally take down that bishop, and Raphael gets to a level 23.
Am I getting closer?
That is actually quite good, so yes, you are pretty close figuring out what a good level is, Raphael. Anna can power up the Fire Orb and lay down the law on that guy, and get to level 34.
I know a good deal when I see it.
Huh. I didn't know there was a store in that Fire Orb, but alright, if you can see it, we couldn't, so maybe deals are invisible. Manuela still has some spells left. We're going to use a couple of them to make this guy go away.
To die.
And yeah, we have to pull back quite a bit. We can get Flayn to the front line, get her ready to counterattack, and who is left? We've got Hanneman. So Hanneman, we don't want you to be taking a hit, buddy. Don't get too excited. Stay right there, and you'll be able to fly in and fly back to safety. Okay, we do have to be cognizant that the reinforcements can attack the same turn they spawn. We have some stuff coming for the backline. Damage coming in on Flayn, and she doesn't quite get the kill with her counter. And we've got a demonic beast right there who's going to be relevant pretty soon. We're going to Fire Orb on the back line, so hopefully we only need to use 1 or 2 attacks to take care of it. Sighleth can participate from up here without using his weapon and take that thing down to a manageable degree. Now the question is, how do we use the resources that we have? Alois gets this kill. We can pull him back for 0, and hopefully not draw too much aggro. Or we can just count on Alois to tank a hit, because he theoretically can, depending on exactly what it is. Catherine can finish this off unless she rolls the 1 on a D100. And she does
Stay
not.
vigilant.
So Shamir is going to use a regular heal on Catherine. And now we've got Manuela, who can cover away the mounted
Whatever
unit.
helps me
And
survive.
now we're ready to engage the demonic beast. So we'll leave Manuela right there. We can have Flayn come right here. We'll play it a little more safely than we probably have to. Hanneman come in and shock this guy. Doesn't get the Indec Crest activation this time, much to my chagrin. Seteth is not where he needs to be, but luckily he has the fetters, so he can move pretty quick to get back to the front line. Some mages coming this way. I don't think Alois and Cyril are winning any mage duels, so we're going to have to run away from that probably. Flayn takes a little bit of damage, deals out more.
I'll try to put this to use.
I promise you, Marianne, that that will not be useful to you in any way, shape, or form. We can fire orbit up with Anna. That doesn't cost her a spell slot, so it's good that she has access to this. Yeah. Cyril and Alois are going to run away as fast as they can. Shamir is going to blow this dude
Sending
back
their
to
numbers.
Dagda. Well, not back there. He's just going to be blown into the sea, I assume, given our current location. That's the direction the wind is going. And fire away Sighleth, break down a barrier. This guy is weak to swords. We don't have too many people that can actually use those. Alois and Cyril are our primary sword users at the moment. That Seteth can fire away a couple times, put another notch in that armor that we can potentially use to our advantage. We have somebody coming from the back to attack Seteth, which is not good, because I believe it's a mage. We can use a gambit with Catherine to take down the full barrier. Now we need to take down these half barriers. So there's one with Manuela that'll leave it in a stun state. And now anyone can just come on in and attack if they want to. We don't want Manuela to be attacked by anything else because she guaranteed will die. Flayn can go in with the Iron Axe, and that will keep the monster at bay for a turn. And now Hanneman is safe to move up. Let's see if we can get Killer Axe hit, and finds the weak point for 39, and that was a little anticlimactic, wasn't it? Okay, a reinforcement spawning. And can't hit anybody because it is pretty slow. Seteth is going to take care of that danger himself very seriously. And look at that, the DK crew, very, very big in the middle of there. So we still got some doing before we can engage that. Fire orb shot for Anna, very good against armor units. I think we might need her to fly around a little bit more. And now Cyril can pull out the fire orb and can finish the job that Anna started. Now, healing coming down on Seteth. And Manuela is running out of spell slots, so we have to plan for a post-Manuela future. Bolganone comes down on our paladin friend, and we have to back her up to make sure she doesn't die. Sighleth, can you help us out here? You're going to have to get a crit to take this out yourself, so that kind of sucks. But people have been saying you kind of suck for a long time. Flayn is safe to move up against pretty much anything, so she can take the little swipe here that'll take down that health bar. And now the last one, Seteth. If we can get a little lucky here, we might do okay. So, I guess... No? Alright. continue making progress on that battalion, but monster's still around and we don't have a whole lot left to deal with it. Catherine, what about you? One Volganone and ooh! That one she does a total of 100 damage, which I never thought would have been possible for anyone here. So for the single turn, biggest amount of damage dealt, that goes to Catherine and Shamir down because we forgot about Vantage, even though we literally just saw it happen to somebody else. We kind of need to keep Catherine's crit. So we'll use Hanneman to land the bolt action.
Left me no
after
alternative.
we blow a Divine Pulse for basically no reason.
There is much to learn.
You know, I'll take that one anytime they get the relevant offensive stat. I can't complain too much.
Stay vigilant.
I've literally been begging them to get those stats for so long. Let's heal up Hanneman a little bit, and maybe he'll be able to survive literally anything. So let's see. Oh, so close. I thought we'd be able to kill it with the counterattack there, but no such luck. So we've got to redo things a little bit. Unfortunately, we're going to have to revoke Catherine's award and just hope we can recreate the conditions for it. So now, Hanneman is going to steal her thunder, pun intended, with the Bolt Axe strike there. And we're going to have to come up with a new strategy to make this happen. Bella's now in the line of fire. That is bad, but she might be able to take it out with a counter. Those were numbers. Go crunch some numbers and see if I'm right. Catherine
Is that all?
is going to dodge, but not get the big crit that we wanted. So Seteth can now just use his lame little sewing needles and make a big show of it.
Lament your weakness.
And he still gets that battalion.
Invigorating.
Now, he can move forward with Flayn, and Shamir is going to say that, Manuela, you've got this, don't worry about it. I know that the combat screen said you were going to die, but you're not, right? You don't listen to what people tell you. Yeah, here we go. Exactly 26 takes it out, and we're fine. No worries. It was never not gonna happen.
One day the war will be
Good
over.
level for Manuela, and she too is looking forward to the day when she can put the horse to pasture instead of having to do this with this gang of clowns. Spearman coming at Flayn. Marianne blocks it a little bit.
Let's go.
And we are getting pretty close to being able to engage the DK crew, but we are getting flanked a little bit. One would think that 2 units doesn't really constitute much of a flank, but we're not much of an army, so... Seteth can go in for 11, which is a lackluster performance for the star of our squad. We'll move Seteth up here to try and get ready to clear things out in our typical meticulous fashion. Anna has a few spell slots left. So I use one of them and forget that this guy has a spear. And remember when I said that she needed full HP to not die? That is exactly why. She had 36, he dealt 36. Also, I forgot he was holding a spear instead of just a typical lancer. So, we can use Manuela here. Volganone him down to 1, and now Manuela is functionally useless. Because she is just about out of spells, if not entirely out of spells. Anna, you can now kill it, and it doesn't have advantage, so we're all good.
Ready and able.
Eloise can move forward, heal up Catherine.
Stay vigilant.
Shamir has physic, so let's make use of that. Heal up our meat shield. And think that we can now move some things forward to get ready here. Let's initiate a magic duel with the magic user. Using, you know,
Crush them all.
Fortress Knight. And Catherine equip a spell to help out. And oh, right. Right. Remember the spoiler warning from earlier? Manuela didn't.
I had hoped.
Okay, so that sucks. I think we're just going to have to stop that guy from spawning entirely. So we're going to have to do some movement shenanigans. Does anyone else die this turn? Looks like Flayn is okay through this. Ooh, we've got a magic attack coming in. Marianne, you're going to be relevant. There she goes. She blocks the little fairy that got shot at Flayn. And, okay, looks like Flayn is okay because of Marianne's assistance, so we just need to stop the dude from spawning
Stay vigilant.
and killing Manuela. So we can... Hanneman can't quite get there. Can we kick Manuela into it? Remember that horses can't use scares, so that is a barrier to doing this. So I think with all of our movement shenanigans we can make this work. And that puts Manuela here, and she can use one of her last two spells still from that distance. And she has precisely one spell left, so that is behind the break in case of emergency glass. Alois can still do the same healing. Catherine, okay. Catherine, do we
I'll
want
crush them all.
her to kill this off? I think we kind of have to have her do it. 2 strikes to the pointy stick. There we go. Just
Can't hold me
one
back.
is enough. But she had 2 chances to do it, and did it on the first try. Looks like we're having Alois call out the DK crew, which... Big move, Alois. Let's see if it pays off. That actually kind of does. He's tanking magic damage. Look at Alois go. Lots of stuff in that little middle section of the map that we may or may not be able to deal with. Sighleth still has a bunch of miasmas, so let's use that to clean this guy up.
It won't be in vain.
And we'll see about that, Sighleth. We'll have Cyril get on the move. We've blocked off one reinforcement path with Manuela because she has precisely one spell. Hanneman is going to move in courageously here, take this 20, and go hide with his tail between his legs, I guess. And Alois! He is the rapier, doesn't get maximum comedy, but gets the job done. You can heal up Manuela in case somebody comes from the top left to try and kill her. Not that it'll matter, but we can feel good about ourselves. And looks like she might have an opportunity and or necessity of using that last spell of hers as everything starts moving forward. Alright, Anna, what can you accomplish? Not a whole lot. You can hit it. Right there, Anna. I think Flayn we still want to move forward, so we'll put her right here. We'll equip the bolt axe first. That's a very necessary thing to do because we were just about to attack her. So we land that hit on the Fortress Knight. We'll put Sighleth here, a pretty tactically advantageous position, as we're trying to draw a whole bunch of stuff forward. And from right there, he should be safe. Catherine is going to shoot her bow. She is the acting president of the sewing club at Garring-Mach right now, so she has to make sure that there's some representation. Final spell isn't even going to get a kill, so now Manuela is literally just a paperweight, blocking things off, part of a barricade. Here is a very epic punch with 3 damage.
Stay down.
You'll love to see it.
Great job.
And we're even, you know, I said we love to see it. Catherine loves to see it. Healing coming down out of Alois into Hanneman. And now we can rally up
Why,
on
thank you.
Flayn as we begin the final engagement. We will power up the bolt axe a little bit. And now, let's see how this goes. All of these units charging forward still. Assassins coming out. Don't land the 41, but it is now in position where a whole bunch of other people can attack. Seraphim coming out on 6% chance, but she couldn't die on the second one, so she is all right. We have the synchronized little movements here from Flayn and Marianne, so that's interesting. Ooh, coming from that direction. That is pretty dangerous, but they're grouping up at the front, in front of Flayn, so they may pay for that. Cyril in some real trouble. I don't know if we can get him out of that. Think he can run out of range, but we may have to fly Anna over to bail him out.
We shall help.
We have our explosives ready. Deploy them, Flayn, and okay, landed the 75. So I think we are in decent position. We will need to heal up Flayn. Catherine can take care of this one right away.
Fighting is
with
what
the
I do.
sewing needles. No, sewing is what you do in this capacity. Seteth is going to flip a coin, and we do win the flip for 78.
Destiny unfurls.
That means that healing Flayn is still a big priority because we have a Seraphim shooter that can still go for her. So we'll move up Shamir, and we will initiate the winds of Dagda and not get a kill with them. They're not that impressive. Dagda not known for its wind-based weather phenomenon. Hanneman is going to take care of the Seraphim shooter and get himself to level 35.
I could go another few rounds.
I think I previously talked about that level, so refer to my comments in that proceeding. Alois can now throw down a recover on Flayn and get himself to level 35.
That's an embarrassment.
It is, but it's among so many others. Who's going to remember? I will. I will remember that. It is eternally scarred in my brain. Anna can finish off the final victim of Flayn's explosion. And you know what? Anna is just ready to battle. She's going to have that mage come on in, and do we pay the price for that? Not really. Her resistance is pretty good. And she didn't even get doubled. Okay, what's up next for the DK crew? Can we finally take on DK, Death Knight himself? Maybe is the answer to that. Still got these assassins, and I think we need to have all of our heavy hitters ready to come in if we're going to engage him. So we need to make sure everything is completely clear before we move in. So we'll use Sighleth and Alois to take this guy out. We'll move Catherine into position. She can deal 23, no crit chance, because this is very serious. Wind coming out of Cyril did have a crit chance, but wouldn't have been funny, so it wasn't even worth getting the crit. Shamir, what can you do with wind? Dagon winds will be enough to take this guy out. You know, you get some natural disasters everywhere. And a really good level for Shamir, except for the absence of magic. Note that hers is below the 17 minimum that you typically see, because Trickster doesn't get you up to 17. Seteth can fire away here, and now whoever tries to end that mage duel will be in a substantially better position. Looks like we're going to have Flayn do that because we have another mounted unit coming down the stairs, which doesn't make sense. Horses don't use the stairs in this game. We'll keep Barricade Manuela going. Big hits coming in on Flayn, and she's poisoned, so do not eat the meat in that particular meat shield. It is poisonous. More stuff coming up this way, making it harder and harder to engage the Death Knight, but with all of the assassins out of the way. think it is finally time for us to begin this engagement. If we can get a crit with Seteth,
You will not escape, Death Knight. Today you will be unmasked.
we've known who he is for so long, Seteth. That is
I will
not the
be
point
judge
here.
of that once I've seen your face.
But the key here, that was the driving force of getting this mission done, is that Seteth has Bernie equipped, so he can't die to the follow-up attacks. Bernie's going to get herself to level 30.
Seems like fighting's all I do these days.
I feel like you have a skewed sense of how things have been going, Bernie, but maybe you've been doing a lot of the background fighting that actually gets us into these tactical positions. Sighleth finish things off with the Ragnarok.
Whether I kill you or you kill me, I'm looking forward to this.
You could have hastened this process a lot, but it's coming.
If you desire to slay me, follow. The appointed hour is at hand.
Does this appointed hour involve you putting your scythe through your arm? Because that's what's happening. Dark Seal, nice.
We've come this far. We cannot let him escape now. Everyone, after the Death Knight!
Seteth has been the leader this whole time, as we've known, but who is the MVP? Flayn. Alright, thanks everybody for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel so you keep up with the installments. We are very close to the end of the game, and there is some really spicy stuff that is coming up, and I want you all to see it. See you all next time.